Have you ever seen this author's picture on the back of a book? He is a funny guy named Robert Munsch who lives in Canada. He has a wife and children and a dog. He says he's been telling stories for many years and loves just making stories up when he's in front of an audience of young people. He wants you to know that he last wore his hair in a ponytail in 1969. This is Michael Marchenko. He's won lots of awards as an illustrator and graphic artist. He was born in France, but he grew up and went to art school in Canada. He's illustrated many, many books by Robert Munsch, and he wants you to know he has never worn a ponytail. Stephanie's Ponytail, written by Robert Munsch, illustrated by Michael Marchenko. One day, Stephanie went to her mom and said, "None of the kids in my class have a ponytail, so I want a ponytail coming right out the back." So Stephanie's mom gave her a nice ponytail coming right out the back. When Stephanie went to school, the other kids looked at her and said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next morning, when Stephanie went to school, all the other girls had ponytails coming out the back. Stephanie looked at them and said, "You are all a bunch of copycats. You just do whatever I do. You don't have a brain in your heads." The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Then that's that," said her mom. "That's the only place you can do ponytails." "No, it's not," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out the side, just above my ear." "Very strange," said the mom. "Are you sure that is what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. So the mom gave Stephanie a ponytail on the side right above her ear. But when Stephanie got to school, the other kids said, "Ugly, ugly, really ugly." And Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next morning, when Stephanie came to school, all the girls and even some of the boys had nice ponytails coming out just above their ears. The next morning, the mom said, "Stephanie, would you like a ponytail coming out the back?" Stephanie said, "No." "Would you like one coming out the side?" "No." "Then that's that," said her mom. "There is no other place you can do ponytails." "Yes, there is," said Stephanie. "I want one coming out of the top of my head, like a tree." "That's very, very strange," said the mom. "Are you sure that is what you want?" "Yes," said Stephanie. So the mom gave Stephanie a nice ponytail coming out of the top of her head like a tree. When Stephanie got to school, the other kids said, "Ugly, ugly, very ugly." And Stephanie said, "It's my ponytail and I like it." The next day, all of the girls and all of the boys had ponytails coming out the top. It looked like broccoli was growing out of their heads. The next morning, the mom asked Stephanie, "Would you like a ponytail coming out the back today?" And Stephanie said, no. Then the mom said, would you like a ponytail coming out the side, right above your ear? And Stephanie said, no. Then the mom said, would you like a ponytail coming out of the top, like a tree? And Stephanie said, no. Then the mom said, well, that is definitely that, because there is no other way that you can wear a ponytail. And Stephanie said, yes, there is. I want a ponytail in the front, hanging right down in front of my face. And that is what the mom gave Stephanie. On the way to school, Stephanie bumped into 4 trees, 3 cars, 2 houses, and 1 principal. When she finally got to her class, the other kids saw her and said, ugly, ugly, very ugly. But Stephanie said, it's my ponytail, and I like it. The next day, all of the girls and all of the boys, and even the teacher, had ponytails coming out the front and hanging down in front of their noses. None of them could see where they were going. They bumped into the desks and they bumped into each other. They bumped into the walls, and by mistake, 3 girls went into the boys' bathroom. Stephanie yelled, you are a bunch of brainless copycats. You just do whatever I do. When I come to school tomorrow, I am going to have shaved my head. The first person to come to school the next day was the teacher. She had shaved her head, and she was bald. The next to come were the boys. They had shaved their heads, and they were bald. The next to come were the girls. They had shaved their heads, and they were bald. The last person to come was Stephanie, and she had a nice little ponytail coming right out the back.